Few people in Hollywood history have been as inseparable from dance as John Travolta. The man who turned a white suit and a dance floor into cinematic history. Today, we're counting down 10 of his most iconic dance moments, the scenes that made him a legend. Let's get into it, and don't miss the bonus moment at the very end. Number 10. Welcome Back, Kotter, 1975.
Keep your eyes closed. Stand in the corner.
Before Saturday Night Fever, before Grease, John Travolta was just a 21-year-old kid from New Jersey playing the coolest teenager in Brooklyn.
Who said my mother was pregnant?
As Vinnie Barbarino on Welcome Back, Kotter, which debuted on ABC on September 9, 1975. Travolta was electric, all swagger, smirk, and slow burn charisma. He did not have elaborate choreography in the show, but he did not need it. Every time Vinnie moved across the classroom, there was a looseness and a rhythm to it that the camera could not ignore. Travolta was still earning $2,000 per episode when Saturday Night Fever turned him into the biggest star in America overnight. But Kotter gave the world its first look at a young man who moved differently from everyone else in the room. And everything that came after started right here. Number 9. The Experts, 1989.
Does anybody here know how to dance?
I know how to dance.
The Experts is one of the least seen films in Travolta's career. Shot in 1987 for $13 million, it was such a disaster that Paramount released it in fewer than 100 theaters in January 1989 and pulled all advertising before opening weekend. Domestic box office, $169,000, a bomb by any measure. And yet, almost everyone who has seen it says the same thing. The dance scene between Travolta and co-star Kelly Preston is worth every bit of it. Set inside a Soviet-run mock American town where the KGB trains spies, Travolta's character teaches a room full of agents how to move to 1980s pop. The result is an electric, loose-hipped, free-form sequence that fans have called the most personal dancing of his career. Number 8. Urban Cowboy, 1980. After Saturday Night Fever and Grease made him the biggest star in the world, Travolta took on something completely different. Urban Cowboy followed Buford Bud Davis, a working-class Texan who falls in love at Gilley's, a football field-sized honky-tonk in Pasadena, Texas. To prepare, Travolta was trained in the two-step by Patsy Swayze, Patrick Swayze's mother. The first dance between Bud and Sissy, played by Deborah Winger, was shot as a sweaty, intimate, fully physical sequence that functioned like a love scene, all pressure and body heat and breath. Travolta's dancing have proved he could move in any genre and make the floor his own, whether under a disco ball or a cowboy hat.
Playing a fool's game, hoping to...
Number 7. Look Who's Talking, 1989.
Oh, it is very pretty.
Look Who's Talking saved John Travolta's career. The 1989 original was a surprise hit grossing nearly $300 million worldwide, his most successful film in 11 years. And it was not an accident. When director Amy Heckerling rewrote the lead role specifically for Travolta, one of her key additions was a dance scene. His character James Obriaco, a cabbie with a big grin and a natural rhythm, became beloved across 3 films. In Look Who's Talking 2, released in 1990, a sequence built around Elvis Presley tracks was designed specifically to let Travolta throw in one of his trademark moves.
Show off. Get out of here.
Keep in mind that these were not dance films. Anyway, it didn't matter. Travolta made sure they always had a moment of it. Number 6, Hairspray, 2007.
Stop my happiness 'cause I like the way I am.
In 2007, Travolta took on one of the most physically demanding roles of his career. Edna Turnblad, the mother in Hairspray, originally played by drag icon Divine, then by Harvey Fierstein on Hollywood, the role carried enormous expectations.
Toast, stop that. We ain't dead yet. I can't stop eating.
Travolta was encased in a layered fat suit with silicone and foam latex, wore heels, and committed to a Baltimore accent he personally fought to use.
Some of your personal stains require pounding with a rock.
Director Adam Shankman put his cast and over 150 background dancers through 2 months of intensive rehearsal. The centerpiece of Travolta's performance was the clothesline duet with Christopher Walken, where their characters Edna and Wilbur sing and dance in their working-class backyard. Queen Latifah said watching Travolta move in the fatsuit was extraordinary, that his body knew how to inhabit a woman's rhythm and real grace.
You can't stop the
Number 5, Perfect, 1985.
Gonna hang out. Mr. Lawrence, hold it.
Perfect was a critical disaster. It sits at 19% on Rotten Tomatoes and appears in John Wilson's official Razzie Movie Guide as one of the 100 most enjoyably bad films ever made. But for 40 years, one scene from that film has refused to stay buried. Travolta plays a Rolling Stone journalist investigating fitness clubs as the new single stars of 1980s Los Angeles. Jamie Lee Curtis plays his aerobics instructor, and the scene that follows, a 5+ minute, full-body workout with pelvic thrusts, direct eye contact, and an energy that critics compared to softcore cinema, became one of the defining images of the decade. You know, some scenes refuse to die. This is one of them. Number 4, Pulp Fiction, 1994. By 1994, Travolta's career had been in freefall for over a decade. Quentin Tarantino gave him a miracle. Cast as hitman Vincent Vega, Travolta was placed in a scene at the fictional Jack Rabbit Slim's Diner, where his character and Mia Wallace, played by Uma Thurman, enter a twist contest.
Now I want to dance. I want to win. I want that trophy. So dance good.
All right.
Tarantino supplied no choreography and asked both actors to improvise. Travolta came back with an arsenal of vintage novelty dances from his childhood. The Batman, the Swim, the Hitchhiker, the Monkey.
Went down, the rapid tempo of the music fell.
Behind the camera, Tarantino danced along to Chuck Berry's You Never Can Tell to keep them loose. The dance was written before Travolta was cast, but it is nearly impossible to imagine it with anyone else. Pulp Fiction earned him his second Academy Award nomination and permanently changed the trajectory of his career. A single dance scene gave him back his place in Hollywood.
They had a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well.
Number 3, Grease, 1978. Of course, we needed to put this one on the list. 6 months after Saturday Night Fever made him a superstar, Travolta returned to theaters in Grease, and the film became the highest-grossing musical of its era. As Danny Zuko, he was a greaser with better moves than anyone in school, and the Born to Hand jive competition at Rydell High is one of the most precisely executed dance scenes in Hollywood history. The film was choreographed by Patricia Birch, a former Martha Graham dance company soloist, but many of the specific moves were Travolta's own. The Grease soundtrack sold 30 million copies. It was the second best-selling album in the United States in 1978, trailing only Saturday Night Fever. Number 2, Staying Alive, 1983. Staying Alive had one of the most remarkable behind-the-scenes stories of any dance film in Hollywood history. The Saturday Night Fever sequel was directed, co-written, and co-produced by Sylvester Stallone, who put Travolta through 5 months of the same intensive training he used for Rocky. Travolta lost 20 pounds and trained 6 days a week. Stallone has since called this the only film he directed where he was not the star. And Travolta named him his favorite director to work with. But the dancing, Tony Manero fighting his way onto the Broadway stage in the fictional Satan's Alley is genuinely electrifying. Travolta reportedly wanted full control over his dance sequences. Watching the final number, it is hard to argue he did not earn that absolutely. Number 1, Saturday Night Fever, 1977. There is before Saturday Night Fever and there is after it. Travolta, then 22 years old, was cast as Tony Manero, a 19-year-old Brooklyn paint store employee who lives for Saturday nights at the 2001 Odyssey Disco. He refused to use a body double, insisting audiences see his full body work without cuts. When the studio suggested the solo You Should Be Dancing number be shot in close-up, Travolta threatened to quit the film. He personally supervised a new edit to protect the sequence. He trained with choreographer Lester Wilson for 3 hours every day, losing 20 pounds in the process. The Bee Gees were not even attached to the film during production. Travolta filmed his dance sequences to Stevie Wonder tracks that were replaced in post. The white polyester suit sold at auction for $145,000. The film earned him his first Academy Award nomination. 1 performance, 1 floor, 1 year. Nothing was the same afterward. And now it's time for our bonus moment. Dancing with Princess Diana, 1985. On November 9, 1985, at a White House state dinner hosted by President Ronald Reagan for Prince Charles and Princess Diana, something happened that no film studio could have scripted. Nancy Reagan approached Travolta around 10 o'clock that evening and told him the Princess of Wales wanted to dance with him. At midnight, he was led to Diana, asked her to dance, and she said yes. Travolta later said he sensed Diana was briefly nervous and placed his hand at the middle of her back to give her confidence. They danced twice. The gown she wore that night, a midnight blue Victor Edelstein velvet gown with a sapphire and pearl choker, became known forever as the Travolta dress. He called it a storybook moment. The carriage, he said, turned into a pumpkin when it was over.
I said, would you care to dance with me? And she said, yes.
So that's a wrap. Do you agree with our picks? Which Travolta dance moment hits hardest for you? Let us know in the comments below. And do not forget to like and subscribe. We will see you next time.